In 541 AD, Constantinople faced a tremendous calamity. Even at that time, over 1 million people lived here, and for the past few weeks the looming clouds had made everyone extremely uneasy. But the situation became even more serious when people started dying one after another. Yes, perfectly healthy people would suddenly collapse while walking or standing, and within moments they would breathe their last. Witnessing this, panic began to spread among the already frightened and terrified population. They believed that perhaps the end of the world had finally arrived. Dark clouds hung overhead, an eerie fog filled the air, and the bodies on the ground seemed endless. In the midst of summer, it suddenly became bitterly cold, and the snowfall grew so intense that even people's crops couldn't survive. Not even animals or birds were spared. The Byzantine emperor at the time, named Justinian, ordered people to remain calm and assured them that those who did good deeds would be safe. However, the emperor's statement only made people more anxious. This disease didn't discriminate between good people and bad. Thousands of people were dying every day, and they were being buried together in large mass graves. The situation had become so dire that even food supplies were running low. The Byzantine Empire's army, which was usually considered quite strong, was useless in this case because they were facing an enemy that was invisible to everyone. The entire region was in the grip of this strange disease. Dark clouds loomed in the sky. It happened, which was not normal in any case. But now, after almost 1500 years, in 2013, scientists and experts have finally uncovered the root cause of this terrible airborne disease. The secret of this disease, which has claimed the lives of millions, is hidden in Greenland, 5,000 kilometers from Istanbul. A small team of experts traveled to eastern Greenland, and their main objective here was achieved, which was to conduct research on climates. Greenland experiences a lot of extreme weather all the time. Living here without professional equipment is not at all possible under normal circumstances. In June, when the temperature in many countries crosses 50 degrees Celsius, at the same time, Greenland's temperature is minus 18 degrees Celsius. The summer season doesn't even come close to Greenland. For 2 years, the sun didn't rise at all. But no one could figure out the real reason behind this mystery. The ominous shadow of dark clouds, snowfall in summer, the death of crops, animals and birds along with humans were all signs that something truly abnormal had occurred here. But now, after nearly 1500 years, in 2013, scientists and experts have finally uncovered the root cause of this terrifying atmospheric phenomenon. The secret behind this disease, which claimed millions of lives, lies hidden 5,000 kilometers away from Istanbul in Greenland. A small team of experts arrived in eastern Greenland, and their main objective was to research past climates. Greenland experiences extreme weather conditions all year round. Here, under normal circumstances, being a professional is not possible at all. In June and July, when the temperature in many countries crosses 50 degrees Celsius, Greenland's temperature remains at minus 18 degrees Celsius. The summer season doesn't even come close to Greenland. That's why it's not possible for the ice here to melt. Snowfall from the sky also brings particles present in the atmosphere down to the ground with it. This means that if there is dust in the environment, it will come down to the ground along with the snowfall. Experts believe that climate data from the last 100,000 years is still preserved underneath the ice here. Every year, the snow that falls in Greenland accumulates on top of each other in layers. 1 year's layer is 5 centimeters thick, meaning if you want to know the climate data from 1500 years ago, it can be found here. So it is necessary to extract snow samples from about 75 meters below and test them in the lab. Experts started the drilling work here and removed the snow that had fallen over the last 2000 years. The total length of the extracted snow core was more than 100 meters. This included portions of the ice that had fallen from the skies over Greenland during the terrible plague of the Justinian era. When an electrical conductivity test was performed on the extracted ice core, surprisingly, a spike of sulfur was observed in the ice dating between 500 AD and 600 AD. This spike was an indication that during the period when dark clouds hovered over Constantinople for 2 years, there must have been some disturbance in the atmosphere. Sulfur is harmful not only for humans but also for animals, birds, and plants. The next task was to understand why sulfur was present in the atmosphere during the 6th century and where it came from. Experts believe that such a high concentration of sulfur particles in the sky can only be produced by one thing, and that thing is volcanoes. Yes, they're melted at different locations within the Earth. They're boiling in the form of magma. Earth's outer layer prevents magma from escaping due to pressure, while magma is constantly searching for a way to break through. This battle between magma and Earth's crust continues until seawater reaches the magma. If seawater manages to reach the magma, the water becomes superheated and turns into gas. And this same gas now combines with magma to put more pressure on the Earth's surface. Then suddenly, from any weak point, the magma bursts out in the form of lava. Both water and sulfur do not mix with the volcano, but instead they spread into the sky in the form of a powerful gas. The volcanic gas emitted from the most powerful volcanoes can easily spread even thousands of miles away. In the sky, sulfur combines with water droplets to form sulfuric acid, which in any form proves to be deadly for humans. These sulfuric acid clouds are so dense that they do not even allow sunlight to pass through. Something very similar happened 1500 years ago in the case of the plague of Justinian. It has been confirmed that millions of people died in Europe as a result. There was a dangerous volcano. On one side was deadly sulfuric gas, and on the other side were clouds of sulfuric acid. If these clouds rain, it will rain acid, and if they do not rain, then its clouds will deprive humans of sunlight. It was a situation in which destruction was the only fate for humans at every turn. What volcano was it that caused all this destruction? To find out, there's still more to the story. After many years, experts came to the conclusion that 11,700 kilometers from Constantinople across the sea in Celador, there is an Olopungo lake located right across the ocean. A terrible volcano exploded from inside this lake during the same period when the League of Justinian arrived in Constantinople. And the living proof of this is this mountain. A living example is this mountain. This mountain, which looks quite normal at first glance, is actually a mountain of volcanic ash, formed as a result of volcanoes that erupted in this very lake 1,500 years ago. It was created in the aftermath of those volcanic eruptions. Viewers, at this time, millions of people around the world live in the shadow of volcanoes. When will these volcanoes erupt? Science doesn't have an answer to that. We've only learned that volcanoes that are thousands of kilometers away from human populations can still cause us harm. Volcanologists, climate researchers, and geologists worldwide are still studying past volcanic eruptions and the damage they caused. This research aims to protect humans from the destruction of these sleeping giants. We hope you'll like and share